Guys, they are giving this knife away for free. So how good can it be? Let's turn this around and take a look at the freebie knife that I got. All right, guys, in all transparency, this knife isn't free. You can buy this knife. It's not like they're just giving this knife away. When you purchase a specific amount, and I can't remember what it was, I think it was anything over $160 on Blade HQ, they're giving away this Best Techman Good Boy. And I am very surprised at this knife, and I'll explain why. Typically, and Best Techman, let me explain. Best Techman is the, I guess it's the budget line for Best Tech. But when companies give away, like when a company gives away knives with purchase, it's typically something that's just not a real good knife and it didn't sell. That's been my historical point of reference. And so I wasn't expecting a lot from this because when I got notified it was coming, I was like, all right, whatever. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with this knife. It is a really nice knife. Now, this is only the second of the Best Techman line that I've had on the channel. Jared sent me one a while back. I really did like it. And then this one. Now, Best Tech has been doing some really decent knives for a while. This one is done in D2 with a satin with a very interesting, almost Tonto style grind on this, and I'm really digging it. It's got a nice edge profile and everything. It is in G10. Now this is in blue G10. Nice deep carry pocket clip that is reversible, and it feels really good in hand. It's a nice light knife, and it is a button lock thumb flipper only. Now, I've only been carrying this, well, since we did the opening on the live feed yesterday, and I'm really surprised at how much I like this. In hand, really comfortable. The button lock, nice and softened. There's no sharp edges on that button to catch on anything. And in the closed position, completely below down here. So it doesn't stick up, it doesn't catch on anything. You can still hit it and do the typical button lock flip open. The thumb studs on it, they are really good. They're in a good position and they are done in an attractive aluminum ano. I don't know if that's a coating or if it's actual blue hard coat ano on aluminum thumb studs, but they look really good. The blade on this, D2, nice drop point profile on this. It is very sharp. And I gotta say, for a knife they were giving away, I have a lot of times problems with knives that have got some sharpening issues where you get inconsistencies and some, angles that are inconsistent tips. This thing is ground very well. You can see the grind on this. Nicely done. It's got a good factory edge. There is no frown on that. And for a factory edge on a budget knife, that's fairly good. That's a pretty decent edge on that. Really light because there's a lot of weight reduction. And it just sits in your pocket and completely disappears. The action on it is nice and free and smooth. And then the jimping on this is really good. I like jimping if it's done well. And this is very similar jimping to a lot of much more expensive knives like the Chris Reese Sebenza. This thing really has surprised me a lot. It's got a really nice shape in hand. You've got good control over it. And the G10 is grippy. And then it's got these lines in it that are very tactile. And the pocket clip is a nice long pocket clip, so this light knife doesn't move around at all. Now, I've found a couple things about it that I don't like, so we'll talk about those in a second. Flip side of the story, flip side of the knife. So once again, these are based on my opinions, so before you guys flip out in the comments section and tell me I'm wrong because there's no factual content, it's because it's my opinion. It's in D2 steel. That's my big thing with it. And it's not that it's in D2 steel. I just prefer D2 to have a coating of some sorts because it does rust a lot more readily than some of the other steels that you're going to get out there. And for some reason, there's something about my body composition, the acids in my sweat or something. I can rust the absolute crap out of D2. So for me, that's not a great thing. I'm going to try and stay on it and put some wax on it, keep it waxed and things like that. So the next thing, the button lock, I said that the button lock is low in here. it is really good, but I wish it did stand up just about flush. I like it's almost flush in the open position, but it can be, if you want to do the flip, it can be kind of like you got to really position yourself. But that's just if you want to fidget with it like that. It still operates really well like that. This next one, absolutely an aesthetic thing. The pivot is kind of off center. They have a really attractive pivot they put on these Best Techman knives, and it's kind of off center and canted. It's just, it's one of those things that just gets my attention every time. Like if there's a small mist grind on a swedge, which we're going to talk about that on a much more expensive knife in a later date. Once I see it, I can't unsee it. But you know, for a free knife, I'm not going to complain. I meant to mention this, got an ambidextrous pocket clip. Then this is where I'm going to talk about something. If you're wearing thicker pants, like canvas reinforced pants, like 511s or something like that, or if your pockets are a little bit frayed, this G10 is it's fairly grippy. It's not overly aggressive, but where the pocket clip sits, it's on one of these grooves and it's still putting tension on it. It does have a tendency to catch and give you a little bit of drag in and out of pocket. But I mean, that is a very attractive knife that they're basically giving away if you're buying other stuff. And I just want to get this out there. You can get this knife for free right now if you're already buying stuff from Benchmade, or I'm sorry, Blade HQ. And I really think this is a decent knife. So KANU knives, they've got some really good designs. KANU's got some good designs. I've seen them before. So there you go. A free knife that's absolutely worth it. I mean, I would have bought this knife, you know, this knife deserves to be bought at full price. I hope that it's just not sitting on the shelf somewhere, and that's why it's being given away free. So let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day. Guys, I am pretty impressed with this little knife. It surprised me that they were given away for free because, like I said, a lot of times that indicates it's not a good seller, it's not a good knife, or they found quality problems. It could be something that's just been sitting at Blade HQ and they can't sell it, but I absolutely would recommend if you want to see it. They're not that expensive. I'll put a purchase link for the knife itself down below. So guys, you know what to do. You got to support the channel. Links are down below to my sponsors. Coffee Brand Coffee, Temper Trail have discounts built into those links. I have affiliate links down below and an Amazon store. Those do not cost you anything to use. They support the channel. And it doesn't cost you anything at checkout. It's just a good deal. Take that Amazon store, pin it to your browser, and use it for all your Amazon shopping. I get bonuses depending on how much sales go through in a month. So if you guys buy a lot of Amazon stuff, please use that. Join the public Discord down below. It says join the community. You can get in there. You can reach out to me through the DMs, stuff like that. If you got knives you want to put on a channel, you got questions about stuff you've seen on the channel. And I have a membership where I do giveaways, exclusive content, premium sharpening tutorial series for the premium guys. And there's a private Discord. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. I'll see you in the next video.